Welcome back. You're now watching the lifestyle segment on the weekend show brought to you by Holocron Popcorn. So it's December in about a week from now, and I remember in 2019 when we were talking about Dirty December, and then COVID happened. But prior to that, people of like some of us who have been in Abuja, we remember when people used to say Abuja is dry, nothing is happening in the country.
I remember clearly.
However, that has changed a whole lot, and with the rise of Afrobeat and its evolution across the world, we now have tons of shows in Nigeria. Ashake, who a lot of us love, I saw standing tickets for his show at 70,000.
Standing, that was the part that actually
we're gonna listen to it online. Anyways, we'll be talking about events management and events this December and events in Nigeria on today's lifestyle segment. And joining us we have
Lulu Madaki. Good morning. She's the CEO of Sabi Groove Events. I like that name, Sabi Groove. It just explains everything.
It does.
Welcome, Lulu. I know Lulu. Hello, Lulu. Madaki. Good to have you on the show.
Good to be here.
Interestingly, Lulu is my sister-in-law, full disclosure. But that's not why she's here. 4 years, about 5 years ago, you started something called Festival of Light. And we've had Burna Boy, we've had Mayor Kun, we've had Thames, I think we've had Fireboy. And it's one of the best experiences I've had in Nigeria because beyond just the event itself, you also do a whole lot of event management. So the decor, the set design, and everything is brilliant. So those are your flowers. Well done for all you've done with Festival of Light.
Thank you.
But tell us, how did this start? How did this come about?
Okay, so Festival of Lights, it's actually an Indian celebration that is done annually. It comes from the Diwali celebration that is used to mark the beginning of a financial year every year in India. So it's very traditional to the Indian people. So one time I was in the UK and I came across, it was in October, and I came across a building that was really adorned in lights, and I was wondering, is somebody already decorating for Christmas? And then, and then I was with my sister-in-law who said, no, I think it's Diwali, the Indian Diwali. I was like, oh, okay, they celebrate with lights. She said, yes. So as an events planner, you're intrigued. So I wanted to look it up, and I wasn't prepared for how big the celebration was. Worldwide, everywhere. You would see the Germans in the UK, different cities in the UK celebrating for up to 1 week, 2 weeks. And it had a lot to do with lights. I saw that what was really interesting for me was that they didn't have any artists, any stage performances or anything. It was just display of lights, beautiful lights that will bring people out of their houses, gathered in their hundreds, in their thousands to just come and watch the lights and be in the atmosphere and, you know, meet new people and just generally enjoy the vibe. And it was something that brought people together, that connected people, different countries together. And I wanted that. I wanted that for Abuja. So I decided, you know what? We're going to have our own Festival of Lights. But you know, in Nigeria, nothing is ever complete without Gbedu. So we had to add a bit of a concert and the dancing and the performances to us so that Nigerians don't get bored. Our Abuja people will not get bored easily. So that's how we started.
How has it been so far in Abuja doing Festival of Lights?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. Year by year, we have people who are looking forward to it, who are asking about it. Like, it's become a personal thing for Abuja people, something that they really they cherish, they take personal, because if we don't say anything, they start asking, when is Festival of Lights this year? Who is coming? Where is it happening? I have to plan. You know, you see people having those conversations. So it's been really good. People have really welcomed it in this town.
So I know for a fact that putting an event together isn't easy. So many moving parts. And I don't think events like in Abuja, in most parts of Nigeria, I don't think a lot of people make their money from ticketing anymore. And so you now have to rely on other forces. Yes. How has the journey been in being able to get sponsorship, funding, and also, is this profitable when you do such events?
At first, no, it wasn't profitable, but I am going to say that there have been some brands who have bought into this idea from the beginning and have been riding with us. We wouldn't be able to do it without them, and we're very grateful for brands like that. There's been Jägermeister, Monkey Shoulder, Heineken, Tiger.
All of them bring your 10% for this free advert.
From the first edition, they have been there, they have loved the idea of it, they've bought into it. until this edition, we've had them with us. So with the support of these brands, we've been able to stay alive with the events.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about, when people say dirty December, they think of Lagos, they think of Accra, they don't really think of Abuja. So most people travel out of Abuja when it's December. So what events should we look forward to, apart from, the Festival of Light, which definitely is number one on our list for December.
Next weekend, isn't it?
Yes,
it's next weekend. Oh,
yeah,
perfect. So
it's
that's
actually
the
for
first
2 days
thing.
this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we'll have that. So what other things do people look forward to when it comes to December in Abuja?
I know that there are a couple of event planners planning some really amazing events. I know there is a bonfire in the works. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that yet. I don't know what their plan is, but that's something that will be really fun. They have a whole plan for something in the forest with tents, all of that. That's a good vibe that I know that people will want to check out. Apart from that, there's a maize festival. There's a lot. Abuja event planners, I'm not joking anymore.
Wow.
You're no longer allowed to leave Abuja. You have to stay here and enjoy what we have planned. There's a lot coming up, a lot.
Especially
really
with the high ticket prices. Before, you could spend 25K or 50K for return and go to Lagos and come back. But now going to Lagos is costing you a minimum of 120,000 naira. A minimum, and so it's good that we now have our own stuff here in Abuja. Now, I realized that with entrepreneurship and the high rate of unemployment, a lot of young people now just get to have a lot of followers on social media, and then all of a sudden they're brand consultants, PR consultants, or event planners. But you have actually gone back to school for this. Tell us why, and how does that make you different from other people doing this?
I wanted to do this, and I wanted to do it right. I wanted to be able to entertain and at the same time try to see how I can make it into a proper business that takes care of people too, that employs people, So I went back to learn. I went back to get more knowledge on this thing, and I have learned so much. I had a course in an event school in London, which opened my mind to so many other things that I did not even know was possible in this industry. So it was just all about getting more knowledge so that I can really thrive and do good with this thing that I have decided to do, because events is my thing. Events is what I want to do, and I plan to do lots more. Yeah.
With this exposure, can you evaluate the Abuja events scene?
Well, I think there's been a lot of progress. There's more and more people that are trying to do better when it comes to event management. And there are a couple of people too who have trained under me that have gone off to start their own thing that are doing amazing things. I know about an event in Lagos that comes to Abuja. I think it's the Island Block Party. They come to Abuja to do the Capital Block Party, and then everybody that they use to make the events happen here are all Abuja people. So you can see that we have the talent here now. They're learning, they're doing better, they're trying to grow on this thing and trying to deliver unique experiences. So I would say that we're getting there. Abuja event planners, they're doing the thing.
What are the challenges which you have faced and you still face? Because we talk about sustainability. I know this is the fourth one you're doing. We missed 2020 because of COVID.
Yes, we did.
But this is the fourth one you're doing, and that shows longevity. Most businesses fail in their first 3 years. What are the challenges you've faced, and how are you navigating that?
So at the beginning of Festival of Lights, the idea was for us to curate these unique experiences for people, but we discovered that with Abuja people, if you wanted to do anything, you needed to start from artists. Bring somebody from a big name from Lagos to get their attention, and that is very expensive to do with their fees, their high fees, and the flights, the accommodations that you have to pay for. So that was the biggest challenge I think we had, and that really wasn't our intention. We wanted to deliver experiences, not just the concerts, but a place where you will come to and you will be impressed with the setup, and different kinds of talents. But Abuja people just wanted to hear who is coming, who is coming from Lagos. So I think that has been the most difficult one. So that's why we launched with Burna Boy, but I think we have made progress when it comes to that. We are trying to shift the Abuja people's focus from artists to unique experiences, to them expecting unique experiences instead. So, and I think it's working out, because we have people who are now just checking, okay, so this year, going by the themes, we have different themes every year. So they're thinking, oh, so this year, it's Mardi Gras, it's Carnival this year. So costumes, ooh, can I do this? You know, so people are beginning to be interested in the other elements of the event and forgetting more and more about artists. We're hoping that it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now to the fun part, what should we be expecting this year?
So the theme for Festival of Lights this year is Mardi Gras, and that's basically Carnival. So if you have never been to the likes of the Calabar Carnival or the Carnival in Brazil, we're bringing a taste of that, a very good taste, a delicious taste of that to Abuja. So we're going to be having a parade, and this year we're really focusing on showcasing Abuja talent. So we have a float that is created from scratch by an Abuja person, a young lady named Chide. She's very talented from scratch. So it will be at the venue during the Carnival parade. So please do not miss it.
We can't wait to be there. Where is this happening and what are the dates for it?
Okay, so for this year, Festival of Light is happening, like I mentioned earlier, we're having it for 2 days, the 3rd of December and the 4th of December. Now, the 3rd of December is when we're doing the Carnival Parade. That's when we're going to have we have about 100 to 150 people doing a parade in costumes at the venue. There's going to be some stage performances and dances and all of that. Then the next day, which is the 4th, is when we have set aside for Abuja's People's Concert. Because they don't want to hear that you're not bringing anybody still. They are very excited about everything else, but still we want to dance. So yeah, so on the 4th, we now have the concert proper. So it is not something that you would need to miss any day. We have things packed for both days. The venue is at Kado. There's a park in Kado, just directly opposite there's a hotel, Tiki Cultures, a lounge directly opposite Tiki Cultures. Yeah, there's a park there, and that's where we're having it this year.
Okay.
For more details about the show, you can check their social media pages, Sabi Groove on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also check iBlend. Well, you can check iBlend on Instagram and all social media platforms to get more information. Mrs. Lulu Madaki, it's been a pleasure having you on the Weekend
Show.
Having
me.
All the best at your event next week. We will be there. The Weekend Show will be there. We have free tickets, which Aisha and Ayo will talk about during their segment. And so a couple of our viewers will be able to win tickets on this show. Eddie Young, don't worry, we have a couple for you as well. For our viewers at home, that's about we can take on this segment for today. Don't go away. We have more for you on the Weekend Show after this break.